Meanwhile, back at the hunting lodge, a kettle is boiling over the fire, ready for the Knödel, a traditional Bavarian potato dumpling.
You see, when you're hunting, knives are never sharp enough for a German.
Manfred decides he's also going to cook up several geese from yesterday's St. Martin's Day hunt.
Feathers flying everywhere. Look at you guys.
A very popular feast day celebrated throughout Northern Europe, a goose is to St. Martin's Day as a turkey is to Thanksgiving.
The heart, the best.
Yeah?
Yeah. Ooh, beautiful.
Geese and ducks are both red meat birds, and unlike other poultry, their rich breast meat should be served medium rare.
Do you take the legs?
Yeah, for the sauce.
For the sauce. I just like hearing those words. For the sauce.
Another reason geese made a great traditional holiday dinner is that the remaining fat could be rendered and used to cook root vegetables throughout the winter.
Oh, the fat from this goose is unbelievable. Look at that.
Ganzenschmaltz, the gift that keeps on giving. Rather than roast the birds whole, Manfred prefers to grill the breasts and simmer the hearts and liver with onions, tomato paste, and wine. The legs will be confit later on. Manfred's son Johann simply seasons the goose with salt and pepper.
Yeah. In America, do you know what we call that little strip there?
No.
Snacks.
Snacks. Okay.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah?
Yeah. You don't trust me. Okay.
Often paired with duck, sauerbraten, or Jägerschnitzel, Johann's uncle forms the Knödel, which are made of rice potatoes, flour, eggs, and a pinch of nutmeg.
I've got a snack for you, Andrew.
Oh, liver?
No, it's one of the fillets from
fantastic.
the duck.
Delicious. Wild meat tastes so much better than any other kind of meat. I would rather have grilled duck and goose than just about any meat there is.
Red cabbage is a traditional side dish. He sautés it in the goose fat with onions, vinegar, and cinnamon, then adds fresh quince, a relative to the pear and apple. It simmers in leftover glühwein, a hot wine punch.
Wow, look at that. All the livers and hearts.
Gib mir die Quitten noch geschwind, bitte.
The goose is fantastic. But with the homemade cabbage and the fresh quince and the stew of the livers, just unbelievable. Now I know why they had you make the Knödel. Delicious.
Okay.
Coming here today proves to me one of my favorite theories, which is even though we live on opposite sides of the world, we have a shared passion for hunting.
Yep.
So there's no language barrier, there's no culture barrier, because we share the love of the same thing. And I think that's something to me that's great about traveling. You only get that when you put yourself out there to experience it. I'm very, very grateful.
Also der Andrew.
Gut, dann ist für mich auch gut.
Men, it was a good day.
The traveler sees what he sees. The tourist sees what he has come to see.
Now, the town up ahead just might be the route's most iconic. Nothing quite says fairy tale. Nothing quite reminds you of a Brothers Grimm story like the city of Rothenburg.
America's Route 66 provides travelers the chance to cruise down memory lane, enjoying delicious comfort foods along the way. Here, on the romantic road, it is no different. The best preserved fortress town in Germany stayed that way for a reason. Thanks to its world-renowned historical beauty, the U.S. War Secretary John McCloy ordered his general not to use artillery while taking the city during World War II.
This is gorgeous.
Yes.
Christmas, 12 months a year.
Everywhere, yeah.
Born in a small town in nearby Hessen, Nicole Frolich is host of the Deutsche Welle program Discover Germany.
This city, more so than most, has also become a mecca for tourists because of the architecture and its size, and it is absolutely charming.
but it's also part of this Disney-fied version of Germany that you can see here. I reckon you kind of like to travel more off the beaten path, and this is as beaten as it gets.
You're absolutely right. Although I have found lately that there's a reason why these places exist.
While only 2,000 people actually live within the historic town walls, some 2 million tourists visit it every year.
Oh, and look at the
Delicious
sausage.
crust. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
One of more than 1,500 varieties of sausage found in Germany.
It's actually really funny. Look, step back with me for a second.
Oh,
Looks
that's
like somebody is
hysterical.
running a business on the side.
That's hysterical.
Let's hope Trump sausages fare better than Trump steaks did.
This butcher
how
shop has
beautiful
been
this
run
is.
by the Trump family, not
The Trump
your
family.
Trump family.
Yeah.
For 4 generations, they were among the 25 best butchers in Germany a couple of years ago. Now this looks amazing.
As one of the more northern stops on the road, Rothenburg shows its Franconian influence in the local cuisine.
You can have your Bavarian pretzels, but you can also have your Franconian dumplings.
Oh, so there's a little
with
bit of
the
each
lamb
here.
shoulder.
Franconia is a region that became part of Bavaria when it was ceded in 1803 by Napoleon Bonaparte.
Can you smell it?
Yeah. That smell is of awesomeness. Is there anything on a cold, wet night? Is there anything better than that smell of hearty, quasi-Bavarian, Franconian, romantic road,
The mixture.
mixed culture food?
Franconia is named after the Franks, a Germanic tribe that conquered most of Western Europe by the 8th century.
So we can do shoulder and shank and all the, make sure we have bread, dumpling, spätzle, pretzel,
Sauerkraut. Maybe red cabbage?
red cabbage.
Guest House Alter Keller cooks the classics from both the Franconian and Bavarian playbooks, and there's a lot of overlap. Bring a hearty appetite.
To this light meal.
Correct.
We're about to eat.
To the great diets of the world and
Yes.
to vegetarians everywhere.
Yes,
May
especially
they
here
turn
in
off their
Rothenburg.
channels now. Yes, the romantic road is definitely a meat lover's paradise.
It is. Germany as a whole really is. I mean, you can survive as a vegetarian, but there's so much you're missing out on.
Chef Markus Brenner is famous for his pork shoulder, but I'm even more stoked about his twice-cooked shank, which he starts in a salt brine for 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
The half portion.
Dankeschön.
More excited about the fat than about the meat, to be honest.
So it is with pork. That piece of meat right there is some of the best eating on the...
How do you feel about your shank?
Well, the shank is fantastic. There's a nice hunk of shank.
It's a nice piece of skin
Oh,
for
thank
you,
you.
kind sir.
Look at that. This is nuts. And look at the way they cross-hatch this. Those crispy bits of skin come right off the top of it.
It's amazing. The fat melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
Both dishes are served with sauerkraut made from only cabbage, salt, and caraway seeds.
It's the sauerkraut meat fat triumvirate.
A trifecta right there.
Kicking ass and causing heart attacks for generations. Wow. Here's my take on the road so far.
Okay, here we go.
It's all about letting yourself go. Because if you're complaining about the romantic road being touristy, then you never should have come here in the first place. It was designed that way. It is there to be touristed through. And along the way, there's enough to keep the traveler really, really happy. But you just gotta give yourself over to it.
What's your take on the food on the road?
Heavenly, because it's designed, like you said, for everyone to get their greatest hits of what they think is what German food is all about, which is Bavarian food.
Are we ready for the dumplings yet? No. This
Go
one's,
nuts.
this one's.
Markus serves the Franconian bread dumplings alongside their potato-based counterparts from Bavaria.
Here's the best part about having a rich dinner in a town like this is that afterwards, when you want to take a long walk down cobblestone streets, it's right outside for you.
It's not gonna be a very long walk, though, because it's not that big of a town, but
I've eaten so much pig, I may walk to Frankfurt.
yeah.